Hi guys, it's Mark Taylor here from Paint with Mark, and I thought today we'd paint a lovely winter scene but a really bright sky. So the brushes that we're going to be using today are a 2-inch landscape brush, a 1-inch brush, number 6 fan brush, another 2-inch brush I've got spare, a knife, a liner brush, and I'm going to use a round brush today. The colours that I'm going to be using are titanium white, phthalo blue, black, dark sienna, alizarin crimson, bright red, Indian yellow, yellow ochre, and cadmium yellow. So I've already applied a coat of liquid white on the canvas, so it's nice and slick and ready to go. And for those of you who want to know how to apply liquid white, I have done one of these on my YouTube channel, Paint with Mark. If you go there, you'll see how to apply liquid white. So with that said, I'm going to get a dry 2-inch brush, and I'm going to go into some Indian yellow. So I'm just going to pull down, tap, just to get a bit of colour on the brush. And I'm going to go across here. I'll put a nice band of colour just across the canvas. Something like that. Okay. Without cleaning my brush, I'm going to go into some yellow ochre. Same thing. Pull it down, tap both sides, and above this I'm going to do another band above this. And I'm just brushing it down slightly just into the colour below. Okay, without cleaning my brush, I'm going to go into some bright red, pull a little bit out on the brush, tap, and do another band above it. It's a nice bright red, that one. Now I've left gaps at the sides because we're going to put some things up there, and we don't want to put colour, otherwise you end up, if you have too much colour, it can end up turning into mud. So I'm just going up here, nice band, and I'm just going to blend that in a little bit, very lightly, with the colour below. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up, now you can either clean the brush, or if you've got another brush, use another brush. Well, I've got another brush, so I'm going to use another brush, but you would clean the brush. But what I should do is I'm just going to use this and clean it in a paper towel. Now when you clean the brushes, again, use odourless thinner and make sure that you really tap out the excess thinners, otherwise when you put it up here it's going to ruin your picture. So I'm just going to get all this out using some kitchen paper, and then I'm going to use my other brush, and I'm going to go into some black. So I'm going to go into some black, a small amount, a very small amount. Just going to pull down a bit of black, Tap each side. You don't need a lot of colour, you do not need a lot of colour. And I'm going to start in the middle here with crisscross strokes, but I'm going to leave the edges, okay, so don't start at the edges, I'm just going to start in the middle here. Crisscross strokes, and I'm going to leave a little gap between the top and the red. So I just want to leave a little band so don't go right down. So I'm just going to come to here, over to there. I'm just lightly, so I've put the colour on, and then I'm going to get a bit of tissue paper, get my brush, and I'm just going to pull off the excess black. I'm just going to clean the brush on a bit of paper, and then all I'm doing is I just want to remove that excess black that we've got. So once I remove the excess black, I'm going to go back into here and very lightly, don't push too hard, very lightly I'm just going to go over the same colour. So it sort of blends it down a bit. Any hairs, just pull out the end of the brush. So just soft. Okay. Then I'm going to go into some dark sienna. Pull that down. Tap one side, tap the other side. And then I'm going to start in the corner. And what I'm going to do is just going to load a bit on, and then I'm going to do some swirling effects with the corner of the brush. So all I've done is I've just loaded a bit of colour on there first, and then I'm going to use some swirling effects, little C's, to create clouds. So I'm just going round and round, creating swirly effects. Some more colour. Some more here. And I'm going to come down into this little band here with this colour. Creates a sort of your cloudy effect around the side here. A little bit more there. Come into a bit more there. Okay. Then I'm going to wipe my brush again with a towel. Very lightly, I'm just going to crisscross over this very lightly to blend it down a bit. So very lightly, crisscross strokes. I'm just blending down, and I'm going to come down over the whole lot now. And I just pull it across backwards and forwards there because there's probably be a bit of snow there. Okay, so now I'm going to get my 1" brush. So I want to highlight all these clouds in this dark area. So I'm going to get 1" brush, and I pull down into some white, titanium white, and a little bit of red. I'm just going to touch a little bit of red into that so it becomes a nice pinky colour. Pull down, and again you want to do the same sort of thing, swirly swirly swirlies. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swirl in some clouds. So I'm sort of doing C shapes. Go into some more paint. I come from this side. to do some swirly shapes this side. Keep loading the brush up, because obviously you need more paint each time. So let's create some bright ones and some small ones. Come right up here. That's it. Go back into some more paint. And I'll do a little bit here. Again, leaving a little bit of dark, don't take all your darks out. Okay, so I'll put the cloud shapes in now. And I'll use a clean, dry 2-inch brush. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use just the corner of this brush and do little C shapes, and I just want to blend just the bottoms but leave the tops. So very, very lightly, I'm just going to slightly blend out the bottoms. Now, you know, when you do this, you have a tendency to keep going. If you keep doing that, you'll blend the whole thing out. So you've got to be very careful you don't blend it all out. Just blend a bit. Once you blend, very, very lightly, go across, very lightly, go across, and then I'm going to flick up like a U shape. Flick up. To make some of these clouds fluff up. And then I'll go back over again very lightly. Okay. Next step, I'm going to go back into my white. Back into the white. And I'm going to put another layer in of clouds. So same as what we did before, I'm just going to do another layer over the top of this. I'm going to come along, swirling down here. Okay, back into your colour. Load it full up, your brush full up. I'll do another one down here. Okay, I'm just doing round circular shapes, and this time I'm taking it down into the yellow area. Okay, if you pick up a bit of colour on the brush, just wipe it in a towel and then go back into some more colour again. So more colour to make it stand out. A lot of questions I get asked is they say things like, "Mark, I can't get the white to stand out." Well, just wipe it in the tissue paper, load up. You do have to have a lot of paint in the brush, and again, come back to the canvas and apply more paint. Okay, so we've applied more paint, we've got some cloud shapes, and I'm going to go back into my clean 2-inch brush, and again, I'm just going to use the corner. And I'm just going to blend the bottoms, doing a sort of C shape, very lightly, not applying too much pressure. On this side, do the same, not applying too much pressure. I want to keep the tops. Okay, very lightly, going to go over sideways. Very lightly. If you put, okay, so you see a beautiful cloudy sky with lots of colours in it. These are sort of paintings, if you're interested in selling pictures, these sort of pictures really sell well because of the beautiful colours that are in them. Okay guys, now we've flattened this off. I think I'll put a couple more clouds in here. So I'm going to go back to my 1-inch brush, back in here. Fully loaded, and I'm going to just do some swirly shapes. And here as well. Got a few more clouds, I think. Okay, I'll go back to my 2-inch brush. And again, just touch the bottom of these clouds very lightly. I'll wipe it in a towel and then I'll push up and across very lightly. Lovely. Just a few more clouds. I thought it just needed a few more clouds in there. So, back to my palette. I'm going to put some dark in here, some trees and bushes. I'm just going to put a bit of colour down here. So, just along here, I'm going to go into my yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and I'm just going to put a little bit down here. Just a little bit more down there. Okay. So with my knife, I'm going to go into some black. Pull out some black. Get some brown and alizarin crimson. Mix those up. Nice dark colour. Okay. And I'm going to use my round brush. I'm just going to tap into this dark mix. Just tap down, just to fully load the brush. And then I'm going to come up to the canvas and I'm just going to tap in some bushy tree shapes. So I'm just going to tap some tree shapes in. And I'm going to come up, in a few of these I'm going to come up into my clouds. Now, don't worry if that goes a bit lighter as it comes up, that's what you want, because you want the darks down at the bottom, which helps you with the dark. It's always dark at the bottom, and as it comes up it will get lighter, so that's fine, we don't mind that. Come down here. Some bushy shapes. Go into some more colour. Keep it darker down here. Back into the colour. Keep going in, pour some more colour. And I'll come onto the other side now. Come across here. Back to my colour again. Tap. Need the dark, always remember you need dark to show light. So I'm going to pull this one up a little bit higher. Like that. Down here I'm just going to do a bit more. I'll let some of this show through. Some more down here. Okay. So once you've got those bits done, we're going to go into our liner brush. Just a little bit thinner into our Van Dyke Brown. Just to make it sort of like an inky consistency. Spin it round. Okay, we don't want too much detail at this stage, but we're just going to put a few pieces in here. And again, make sure that you don't keep your actual branches and tree limbs straight, because they don't grow straight, they're all different, and so when your limbs come off, make sure you wiggle it. This is where, if you've got a shaky hand, and you know, people say to me in my classes, you know, some of the older people say to me, oh, you know, it's not fair, my hand's shaking. Well, this is when it pays dividends, because you naturally got an advantage. So just a few here and there. We're going to put a few pieces in. Again, like I said, you know, don't do all of them straight. Make sure we do a few bits and pieces. But again, make sure you've got enough thinner so it's thin enough. Just ink consistency. A few limbs in. Again, we don't want too much detail at this stage. Just a few indications. Obviously, where we've done these clumpy shapes, obviously that is an indication of trees that are far away. This is what we want. So we're just doing a few little pieces. I'm just putting in a few lines here and there, just to create the illusion there's lots going on. It just creates the illusion we've got forest, really, lots of bits and pieces happening in here. A bit more. So hopefully now you've put in lots of these indications of branches and bits of your trees. I'm going to make sure that you wash your brush out with thinner, otherwise it's going to be ruined. Okay guys, I'm going to put a few more, go back into the dark. I'm just going to put a little bit more here, another one here. Into a dark. A bit more over here. To the dark. And then get my liner brush again. Apply the brush into the Van Dyke Brown and some thinners, and again just put a few dims off. Here, and this one this side. Should put some pieces here. Lovely. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll highlight some of these now. So I'm going to pull down a little bit of blue. There. I'll get a little bit of white. So just have it in there. I'm just going to get my brush again and just tap it into this blue. A little bit of white, but mainly the blue. I don't want it too bright at the moment. So got it loaded. I think we'll use this one here. I'm just going to touch. A bit of blue there. Yeah, like that. I'm going to put a bit of blue on this one as well. We're just playing with colours now. Again, down here it's darker, so I don't mind some of this dark to show down here. So I might put a little bit of this blue over this side. Okay, lovely. Just wipe my brush, get rid of that blue. Okay, so it's a little bit of red, some white, make a nice pinky. Tap, and we'll go with this one here. Pinky bit there, and we'll do one over here. Don't kill all your dark, don't kill the whole lot of dark. Okay. Get a little bit of, I think we're going to a little bit of yellow ochre. Put that over this one, I think. There. A bit of yellow ochre on that one. Just put a little bit of colour in there, I think, on that side. A bit of the Indian yellow, a bit of white. Just tap. Let it go dark as it gets down low. Okay. I'll do a little bit over this side. Down here I want to keep it dark, so I might go into a little bit of the dark sienna. Tap in the dark sienna, and down here put a little bits here. Just indications, colour. Down here. Okay. Just varying different colours. One to the other. It's a bit dark down here. Okay, so if you've covered up too much of your tree trunks, you can go into a little bit thinner, back into your Van Dyke Brown And just put a few in if there's a few that have gone too much, you know, I've gone over too much with some of these colours, and you want to put a few back in. Put a few of these back in. Okay. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to put some snow in. So, use some titanium white. I'm going to get some snow, and I'm going to use some titanium white. So I'm going to go into some titanium white, and I'm just going to look at shape and think where we're coming from. So this might come from up here, and then all I'm going to do is just going to pull down. It doesn't matter if you pick up a bit of colour, because it will all add to the picture. So I'm just pulling down. Here. I'll put some more bushes over there in a minute anyway. Go back into my white, and I'll pull some of this down this way. So basically give you the lay of the land. So we're coming down into this area here, and then I'm going to get a fan brush just to smooth all that up a bit. So I'm going to get a dry fan brush, and I'm just going to come in here. I'm just going to smooth that up there. Just smooth it out very lightly. Very lightly. Pull some of this colour down. Brush, so have a look, step back. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple more bushes around this side here. With my brush, just touch it very lightly, just on the bits here, just to push these back. Some of these bits here, push these back. Here, and then I'm going to put some more dark. I think what I'll do, I'm going to put a cabin in there, so I think it'll look nice with a cabin. So I think we'll do a cabin. Come right across here. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think the roof will be there. It'll come down like that. Keep some of this in there. So I think that'll be, as long as you should use the back as a scraper. That'll be the back of the roof. Come down like that, so the roof will come along here, something like that, down like that, like that. So about there, something like that. So basically, you just got a basic shape. I hope you can see that on the video. Basic shape. Okay, we can adjust this as we need to. Okay, so basically what I want to do now, I've drawn a basic outline out, and I just want to scrape. I'm just going to scrape out now the colour off the canvas, because it'll make it easier to apply a colour on the top. So I'm just scraping out the basic shape. Like that. That gives you a basic shape of your cabin. I think what we'll do, I'll show you how to use a 1-inch brush to actually fill in the cabin. So I will get a clean 1-inch brush, clean this off. And I'm going to get some Van Dyke Brown, go into some Van Dyke Brown, wiggle it, get the 1-inch brush, pull it down, wiggle it, turn it over, wiggle it, pull it to a sharp point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find my angles and I'm just going to pull down, just pull it down, pull it down. Very lightly. Okay, then I'm going to come to the side, down, like that. I'm going to highlight this all in a minute, so don't panic. Okay, so that gives us the basic outline, and then I'm just going to add a little touch of white, put that in there, so it just comes a little bit lighter. Turn the brush over, wiggle it again. And I'm just going to run that very lightly over that to highlight that. At the sides we don't need to do anything, really. Okay. Then I'm going to use the knife. I'm going to put in the snow by just getting the knife, pulling through a little ridge of white, and just on this edge, just touching this edge, this side. Okay, so you can see there's a bit of white there. And what I could do, just to make it easier for you to see, is I will go along the top here so you can just see the outline. Like that. And obviously goes along there. You just get the outline of what we're doing. Then I'll get some white, spread it flat, cut through it at an angle, and just touch and pull just to spread the snow on the roof. Touch and pull. Touch and pull. Spread the white out, flat, cut across. Here, touch and pull. Touch and pull. Okay. So there's your basic shape. We'll wipe the knife. Give you this bit here. And I'm just going to use a little bit of dark, a bit of black, and a little bit of the yellow ochre mixed together. Spread it flat, cut through. I'm just going to touch, literally just touch the canvas, and it creates like boards. And we'll do a few at the sides, as you can see. Boards. Okay. We need a door, so I'll get some black on the little part of the knife, and we'll just scrape through a door here. There, I think. Bit more black. Just so you can see it. And then I'll get a bit of white just to push around the sides of the doors, or door, just so it stands out a bit more. And then around the bottom, all you need to do is just to look at it to get the, obviously, the angles correct. You need a little bit of snow on the end there. That needs to come out a bit more. So I'll just come out a little bit more with that to make that look right. And then all I'll do is I'll just cut off the angle. So I'll just scrape down like this, just to have it looking right. And then we just need to get some white, a little bit of white. We can get that on the fan brush, or actually we use a 2-inch brush. 2-inch brush is good. So we get some white, pull into our white, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull some snow all the way down by the side of our cabin. And then here, pull it over, and down. Like that, we'll get some more white, my brush. Some more white, more brush. The shadow. Get some more on my brush. I'll just go in there, pull it down. Like that. And then we can use the fan brush with some more white. Just to our angle's right. Just going into there, to like a valley. And I think what we'll do is we will white. Bit shadow. And what I'll do is we'll get the round brush and we go into the darks again, which is the black, the brown and the crimson. And we put a few bushes here. There, and what do I think I'll put? Yep, I think I'll put another one here. Now what I'm doing, I'm making this darker so it stands out more, like this. I'm just basically going into the browns and the blacks. So we'll highlight that in a second. What I think we'll do, I think we'll put a tree in there after we've highlighted. So I'm going to wipe the brush. Just clean the brush. And I'm going to go into some white. And a little bit of the cad yellow. Tap. Have some really bright sparklers down here. Okay, don't kill all your darks. And I'm going to go into a yellow ochre, Indian yellow. Just varying the flavours around. And with a knife, I'm just going to use the corner knife. I'm just going to scratch in here and there, bits and pieces, indications, bits and pieces, and if it's too much you can just very lightly tap over. This side will be the same. I think we'll have some nice reds here, so I'm going to go into some alizarin crimson and some white. Just, oh, look at that, it's lovely. A bit yellow on this bit, I think. Yeah, look at that. So easy to do. Again, with the knife, very carefully, just put a few twigs and sticks in. Okay. You know me, you've got to put a tree, we've got to put a tree. Bravery test, bravery test. What should we do it with? I think today we'll do it with fan brush. Into the Van Dyke brown, black, loaded both sides. Bravery test, bravery, bravery. From here, down, there. Lovely. Load up some more brown. Okay, you see I've done it not straight on purpose because trees are not straight. They are funny angles. complete. I'll do this. Let's have a limb for him. Let's get one going up here. One out there. I'll use a liner brush to obviously finish it off. Put a liner brush back into your thinner, into Van Dyke Brown, black, and we'll just continue this out. Keep adding thinner. Yep, keep adding thinners. To make it thin. I'll cover that up in a minute. Some more bushes. Blend it in there. I'll do on that. I'll wipe my brush, I'll wipe my liner brush. Just don't like it on here, I think. Now, on one side, what I'll do, I'll get some liquid white, and I'll just lay a bit of this liquid white on the edge of the branches, bit here and there, where the snow might sit. Might gather a bit on there, mightn't it? A bit on there. Okay, while you've got that liquid white on your brush, if you just go into the Van Dyke Brown with it, where it's thin, if you get some of that on your brush and you just run that down, just let it run down this side of your tree, so it's a little bit lighter this side. Okay, and then white your brush, your liner brush, get some more liquid white and put it into this blue and some of your brown, just so it's got a little, just a tinge of blue in it. And on the opposite side, this side, we just run here and there a little bit of blue, cold blue, as a shadow colour here and there. Okay, and don't forget to clean the brush. Now around the base of the tree, I'm just going to tap, just to put little tree stump in there. Alright, and I think with that said, I think we have a finished picture. So I hope you enjoyed painting along with me today. If you like this picture and you want to see some more, appreciate it if you subscribe if you've seen this on my YouTube channel.